Hey, good evening, everyone. Sorry for if I'm late a little bit. It's just like once again, like my machine started, took like forever to start. So I just wanted to be sure like I was booting everything first before going live. But here I am. So I hope everybody's well. Tonight it's gonna be like a special stream. Wait, just trying. Okay. Yeah, usually I always do like that, my toxin kind of character, the one that you saw like probably like in the post before that, the female one with the cyborg kind of, elements. But just for a change, it's been like 2 weeks since I streamed like on Pixologic channel. So, I did like some sculpting like during lunchtime for I'm practicing just like speed sculpting, and I wanted to try like to redesign like Deadshot from the DC comic universe. So basically, I thought, since it's super rough, I told myself maybe that's what we should, try tonight. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue it like in the upcoming streams, but at least for tonight, it's gonna be a change of pace. So I just want to show you what I actually did. This is the like over like a 3 hour. We're like putting like small timers next to us. Like I'm doing this with like a friend at work. Basically, we're just like trying to nail down as fast as we can like the 3 hours, because it's once again like we just, since we don't really have like any specific constraint, we try to use the one that the ZBrush Sculpt off is actually using, which is usually 3 hours. Of course, like those guys usually renders and all, but for us it's more like a kind of the sculpting practice. So yeah, this is like mainly Deadshot, like the version that I did. Like within 3 hours, I didn't want to go too far and do the legs and all. I just wanted to be sure I could do like a couple of elements and pose it quickly. But right now, like you can see, it looks kind of really messy. So that's something that I want to polish. But for this, like just to, as since it's a change of pace between what would you usually do with like we sculpt off like a character in pose, for this one I will actually just open up. I think it's called like Deadshot Arkham, because I've played the game like many of you guys, and I felt like the Deadshot that was like represented in those games, were not like to the level. I was like kind of hoping like some of the villains like in that game look really good, but yeah, Deadshot I felt like was you know could have been pushed like further. So that's kind of my take like on the characters. So it's like halfway between like a GI Joe and basically the DC character. But that's the thing, like right now that's the thing, like it takes forever, but I actually got like a reference page that I'm trying to load, but I think it's so big that it takes forever. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you quickly some of the images that I've got like over the net, just to give you like a small idea on where I want to go with this. I don't want to go like too far from the original guy in the comics. One of the thing that one of the thing that you can notice, that's one of the concept, that one of the design that they did for the comics. It's like you see like all those lines like coming out, and it seems to be like a recurring kind of thing with them. Like you can see like like stuff like that, going all over. And I thought, that I think as a design it looks pretty good. And then of course, one of my major influences is Metal Gear. So you saw like they did like something of similar, for those suits. And I even got like one concept which I really like, and I don't want to be spending too much time showing you a reference. I just want to sculpt, but um, I just want to show you something. Well, first of all, like that character, we always like see him with like one eye, which is like usually like a kind of a the aiming sight, and I'm trying to get build up some time before my actual reference page loads up in Photoshop. I don't know why it's I should have anticipated and saved it beforehand, but yeah, I just want to show you one reference. Which is, and by the way, for my reference, I got like all kind of reference. I got, like body type, military stuff, like all the stuff that to me I think got a link or appeal to me for the character, even if it's not like directly related. It's just ideas or inspiration. But yeah, sadly, I don't think I can find it. My reference just loaded up, so I was like planning to see it. But yeah, like the main intent, like for this, it's like right now I don't know really what we'll be working on tonight, but when I wanted to try out was like, would be cool that maybe he would have like some kind of leather mask, attached to the face underneath, because like without that, right now it's like super thick and artsy, but I'm just gonna remove it. Like the whole underneath structure, and maybe it would be cool like to have like some kind of a stretch, piece of cloth sitting on top of the actual head design, so it would be like a nice breakup from all the metals and clipping, like a little touch of cloth, and the straps as well, which would be made out of textile. So maybe I'll try this out. Okay. So while it's loading, I'll already like start polishing this thing. I don't know if you guys can hear some kind of annoying sound like in my headphones. I don't know if this actually picks up in the mic, but tell me if it's the case. Then I'll try like to play with the audio settings just to be sure I'm not like annoying you with that sound. So just like for the sake of speed, I will isolate that. And isolate my parts. Wait. Okay, and sometimes another thing that I like to do, as always, is just like change the color from the fill object. Maybe that's too dark, but yeah, something like that. So at least like when I sculpt, I can see the difference between the two and how it plays out. The thing that I will do is So how you guys doing? Like it's been a while since I streamed. I kind of missed it. It's sometimes life happen and you kind of you go into a phase where you kind of try to find your time to do what you like. But yeah, now I think I'll be able to go back to the streaming and do the stuff that I love. Once again, I don't know really where I'm going with this design. I'm just waiting for my freaking reference page. That's gonna be like one of the. Well, maybe I can try it. Okay, so I just need like to find like some kind of cool attachment design. And I don't wanna. I'm pretty sure I got like something interesting in the ref page that I can use. I'm just saving, like right now I open up my reference page in Photoshop and I'm just trying like to save just a PNG or a JPEG, so, and close up Photoshop, so it would just be like easier for ZBrush and streaming and all. So like you see, what I like to do would be to have, to have like attachment like on the nose, one over here, maybe like another one over here, like something that would flare out, you know, just like a wing, and then maybe like a big one in the back. And who knows, maybe like even like one over here. I'm thinking like how solid it would be like to hold off to the helmet if you would be like in combat or something. If so like you see, like you know, I'm using Sculptress, and right now it's quite good like to do that kind of rough sketching without losing too much resolution. So I can experiment, and I don't really need like to click drag like with the Dynamesh. It's still on because I don't mind right now. If I need it, it will be there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I will be able to do whatever I need without it. Right now, I'm not like paying too much attention to the what's in the back. I will like probably at some point like squash it like that, and then I will just like push it out like this, so at least it will give me like a hint of a shape. just give me like a second. I'll be just right back. One of my kids just woke up. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. It's just like yeah, my girlfriend went out tonight, and I'm like taking care of the kids. Usually they're supposed to be in bed right now, but yeah, my daughter was thirsty, so I think by now we should have a reference page. I know I'm annoying with that, but I'm just like, where the hell is it? Ah, it's still saving. Okay, so we'll just continue in the meantime. So I'll try like to be like a almost like a relief zone as well for detail, like something that it doesn't have like too much detail. I want to keep that for my metal parts. So one of the thing like I don't know, like in the community, like we don't hear it like quite a lot, but you know, stuff like what I was like talking about earlier, like speed sculpt. It's I feel it's something that I wish we we could see a lot more people, because I'm doing it, because I think it's a huge gain. It's like one of the things. Well, I noticed like many things while doing those. One is like the decision making when you're sculpting and creating something new. It's, man, when you only got like a specific time constraint and you just like need to run through it, you don't waste like any time. It feels like you know, when you work on something, you don't spend too much time on a tiny part. It feels like you just trying to get, you know, a good feel as a whole of the character. And yeah, it's really challenging to achieve like something cool, but I feel you're learning quite a bit. And yeah, I know it's not like the most beautiful thing in the world, but yeah, it's just, you know, I see it as it is, like it's just a sketch, nothing more. But I feel like I'm improving to other levels. It's just, and yeah, the main purpose is like not quality but speed. So how fast can you achieve your ideas without spending like tons of time just to get the result. I always been like jealous of the 2D concept guys. You know, they could just like sketch out something so quick and have something like really interesting in such a short amount of time. And yeah, I'm just like trying to find out how I can actually achieve some kind of similar result with sculpting. And I know like I'm a huge fan of Simon Lee, also known as Spider Zero. And this guy, man, he's crazy fast. I mean, just with traditional clay, and that's the kind of a thing that really interests me. It's not really about just like knowing the shortcuts and stuff like that. You know, Vitaly Bulgarov is actually another one who's actually really efficient at that. And I think that's really cool to know all the keys and shortcut. But I feel like you work in a different way when you I don't know how to say this, like when you're not relying so much on shortcuts but just like going traditional. It's really like almost like a direct how can I say that, like basically the tool that you're using is not like a barrier to your creativity. You just like output it as fast as you can, and you only think about sculpting the sculpt itself and not really like the tools. And but you know, once again, like I'm saying that, but I'm sure Vitaly, when he sculpts, like he's not like wondering every time what thing he should use. Like he just starts and sculpt. Yeah, I don't know really why I'm going with this, but what do you guys think? Do you think it makes sense? It's cool, or it's not? I'm not sure I like that. I think I'm gonna leave it like that for now. Have any of you like attempted to do like speed sculpting with like a specific? When I mean like speed sculpting, it's not just like sculpting fast, but like sculpting with like a timer and trying to do as much as you can within like a restricted kind of a time frame. Right now, by the way, I'm not like worrying too much about printing and all that. Like I'm just I just want to get like a good feel. Like since I'm using like, you know, reference that are like kind of based on like real clothing or whatever. Like I'm just trying to make it as realistic, like, or stylized, but I mean like it's like grounded as much as I can. And then after that, like I'll you know, I'll make some parts more thick, or you know, decide how much you know, which I'm gonna hang up or attaching together while I'm doing like my keys and all of that stuff. So Yeah, but you know when I'm saying like, you know, like speed sculpt, like one of the thing that I saw like from Simon Lee, like just to get speed, like he would actually start a timer and he would just do like a really rough skull. I don't think it needs to be like something really complex. It's, you know, the reason why I do that is just because I feel like me and my friend at work that are doing that are feel like we can make it, you know, we can do it. But if it would be like way too hard, that's another thing. Like you depending on your skills, you it helps you like define, okay, you know, like because sometimes like we do a speed sculpt and we'll just be like, oh man, I'm gonna do like the full character with like 5 arms and stuff like that. But in the end, it's it forces you to really define well how much time you want to spend and how ambitious you want to go, because you're restricted by time. So, and this is, I think, like a huge learning process, because oftentimes, even like after all those years of experience, oftentimes like if somebody come up to me and ask me, hey, you know, you see that concept, it got like full of details, and you know, we want you to sculpt it, how much time you think it will take? Man, every time it's like it's such a huge question mark, you know. Like if they ask me, you know, like do it like in 4 weeks and 5 weeks, you know, of course, like I'll say yeah, you know, I'll give it a shot for sure. But it's like I always feel like it's super hard to just narrow it down, and that's the other thing. Like every time that I'm doing like a new concept or something, it's I'm just like trying to put my best. But every time that I'm doing a new sculpt, I'm improving as well. So of course it's normal that it takes more time. Wow, how come it's so slow? Yeah, okay, maybe it's too dense. Hello, by the way, it's the guys that I didn't get a chance to say hi. I know that I'm trying like to keep up. I got my cell phone on the side like for the Facebook, and yeah, I see a lot of people just saying hi. So hello. I'm not like ignoring you. It's just like I'm just like trying to go along with the sculpting, so everybody can enjoy it, hopefully. But man, I don't. Good thing it's not a speed sculpt. I would be like so late. But yeah, that's the thing. Like on this, like it's even for me, like it's always like kind of hard. Like I still stream with you guys because I like it, but I mean it's always like hard to work because my PC needs so badly to be updated, and yeah, it takes like usually forever just to get ahead. So that's another reason why speed sculpt sometimes like it's better, you know, on a really old machine, because you don't go into, you know, super deep details and stuff like that. So usually you know, ZBrush likes it a lot more when you're going into Dynamesh and that kind of stuff. It's man. So I think my reference page just finished, so I'll be able to, because one of the thing is like, you know, I'm not I'm not driven by it, but I'm clearly inspired by it. And sometimes, you know, like in this case, which, you know, I don't really know where I'm going with the all the attachment for the straps. And instead of just like, because right now I'm talking and I'm like sculpting, and you know, I'm like, I feel I'm running in circles. There's not much going on. That's why like I kind of like spending like quite a bit of time to be sure I got enough reference that if I feel like I end up in that zone, I can just take a quick look on the reference page and have like I don't know, like light up the flame, and and then go back. So that's what I'm trying to achieve right now with that reference page. And another thing is, like, I did not do that before the stream, but usually I like to take a look to my reference page, like, all around before I start. I build up like kind of a visual library, like a fresh one in my mind. So I'll just click a quick overview of what I really like. I mixed up, since you know, one of my reference was like the Arkham, you know, series from Batman, which I think like they had a really cool concept. I just wanted to have something, you know, maybe like a character that would live in that world, and that was like one of the first main thing I wanted to do. Second thing is like was the, of course, like bring some of the comic back, which is, you know, all those stripes, full helmet, even like those kind of lines. That's mainly like the purpose of my the mask that is sitting on top. You know, there's like a quite a bit of Metal Gear as well, because I feel like there's some of the shapes, you know, that goes over that are really well done. Guns. See, like even that, like I think it's was like really well made for a suit that is like, you know, tone on tone. So it's all kind of even that, you know, like I kind of go like pretty much in all the direction, and automatically like my brain will pick up like something cool in there, and then I'll be like inspired, and then this will spawn off like other things that are not part of my reference page that I can build off to on. That's, I think, like, so that's a new movie, and that's like their design that they redid, which looks pretty good, I think. And yeah, one of the things that I like was like those kind of you know, stripes, and even the muscles. Well, you know, they don't, you know, usually get the old, you know, shoulder muscles, which are like going more like towards like the elbow, or like centered of the between the bicep and the tricep. But for this guy, he actually they go like on the other side, which I thought that looked like pretty good. So even this, you know, like going like that, felt like a little bit different, which I thought it was like pretty cool. Outside of that, you know, the laces, like that top layer, I think that's all cool. This as well, I like the fact that it's like puffy between the lines, so that's something that we'll be bringing back. Or even like that hard shell on top of the cloth. I think like in that dog, there's a lot of great design. So, and that I think that dog will be driving most of my concept. Even like that strap and all, I think that there's a lot of cool stuff in it. That's, you know, some of the front panels that I kind of like with this concept. I think it's Richard Lyons who actually did that. And yeah, other armors. So yeah, so see like double guns on the, so from there, that's what we'll be using from to get the look that we want. So by looking at all those concepts, I like a few ideas. I'm still even now, like, I'm still kind of struggling a little bit with the Sculptris Pro. Like, I'm just like to find the right balance of level of detail. I don't like to have like too much detail. I like, you know, too much polygon density, because I feel that it's harder to manipulate. Like way too dense. I like it when it's like not too low, but just enough. If that makes any sense. gonna try something. I don't know if that will be cool, but if it is, then it might be something that I call like a design cue, and that's gonna be something that I'm gonna repeat quite a bit. Sometimes each polish is good, like to have flat surfaces, but if I do a detail like that, I kind of like to use the maybe not with the kind of like to use the flatten, because I feel like it, well, in that case it might be hard to see, but sometimes it retains like a lot more of the detail underneath. It kind of just like push it flat but still retain the detail, but in that case it completely destroyed it since my face was not even enough. But it's alright, we'll just redo it quickly. It's all part of the fun. I'll just So what are you guys working on right now? Can you talk about it, or is it like something super secret? I like to have like art angles. I feel like it's gives like a kind of a sci-fi take on it. So I'm gonna flatten this piece as well. Maybe not without the... Didn't get the chance, but I will probably like create like some kind of menu, because right now my UI feels like so packed. It's, even for me, I kind of find it like annoying to navigate around, so I'll probably just do like a right click menu like this, and then with all my custom stuff like instead. And since like every time that you're using like a new version, like this 2018 ZBrush, it's there's like always like new tools and new features that it's already like pretty much packed, and I just don't want to crop into my viewport every time there's like a new update. So that's that will be like my solution. I'll just flatten this a little bit more, because it's supposed to be like a kind of a thin mask, so right now I feel it's way too thick. That's always like something to be cautious about, is like those parts. Usually it's they stick to the other side surface, and if you don't use the back face on, then you'll start pulling the other side around, which will destroy like the opposite opposite side, which is not something that I want to do. I want to really like split it like we do right now. And same thing with this, like sometimes it becomes like way too thin, and you just like, you know, if you try to sculpt this off, it's just like a nightmare to sculpt on. You can move it around, but still, like it's, yeah, it's, so usually what I'll do is just, I'll add some inflate on the edge, and in this case we can use Sculptress to add some geometry. So at least it's not, so okay. So I'm just like trying to keep up with the chat. So Eagle's Art is asking, are you trying to do an ATM? Yeah. To print money, you mean? To be rich? I'm doing a villain from the Batman. I think it's like an extended rogue gallery, which is Deadshot. But it's really a redesign. I don't wanna. I just wanted to give it like my take on it. And once again, like it's, I don't want to put too much thought into it. I just wanted to have fun. So, but I like doing a character with a background story, a motivation, and all of that. And because I can after that like add some story into it. You know, not story, but I mean story cues into the design. So let's just say like this guy's a fighter, like a bounty hunter or something like that. Then, you know, we'll probably like have like an outfit or wear or stuff like that that reflects that, and even like the loadout and everything. So it's, I know it's like it's kind of a stereotypical, but I mean just like the bad guy with the guns, but yeah, I didn't want to go overboard with the whole thing. Since I'm in I only got one subdivision level, I can use like the trim. So I'll trim some of the parts just because I don't want it like to be attached. And then since you cannot do a symmetry with since you cannot do a symmetry with, come on, with when you're using a trim or a slice or any of that stuff. How come it's Do I got the... Okay. So what I'll do is, like, for this, I'll delete the hidden part. Then you can try like the mirror and well, but yeah, most of the time I always get this error. And I'll just do like a duplicate mirror, and then merge. And you know, just for a safe habit, always, you know, check the UV even if I don't want have some. Oftentimes, like, I work and I kind of completely forgot like to do that, and then I lose my UV, and it's like it's really annoying. So even if I don't have any UV, I rather like have it checked on, because I'm not forgetting about it. So I just wanna come on. What did I do? I forgot like to activate the symmetry, and when I did the undo, it kind of disappeared. I'm trying to go too fast, and I'm skipping steps. Okay, so merge down. That should be right. Okay, here you go. Oh yeah, mirror wells only on left side. Are you serious? Damn, I didn't never knew that. Only like to try that. Okay, so I like to keep like a hint of where the attachment's going to be inserting. So that's why, like, I don't want to get rid of that piece completely. I just want to leave it there for now. Sometimes when you do that, like on edges like that with the back facing, that's why like I'm having more trouble squashing that thing in. So if it's not close to like the other side surface, then you can always like remove it and just go ahead. Just trying to get like a decent thickness for the leather part. I don't need like to overdo it too much, because after when I'm happy with the concept, since right now it's still at the sketch stage. I will probably do like a masking and extract, and then do like a thickness, but it's really just like to get a feel out of my sketch, to be sure like I'm going in the right way, or that's something that I like. So for this I'm gonna leave it for now. One of the things that I like about that is like it's giving like a you know, it's kind of pointy, and over here we kind of lose the fact that it's pointy. So I'll try like to do another thing like that over here. And I kind of like to have like this dent into it, so I'll probably play off with that for this. Okay, so I'll get rid of this part as well. Oops. I think I cut that part by mistake. I just noticed that, but yeah, I think I just cut it by mistake, which is alright. Just gonna, once again, that's another like secret that I'm try like to push as much as I can. I try like to hold like no value to what I'm sketching, like this, like, you know, see, like it's, you know, it's been, I could always like load up like a past scene and then, you know, go from there, but most of the time I'd rather just like redo it, and it forced me like just to be, I see it like as a, it's kind of hardcore maybe, but I see it more like a, as a, you gotta be kidding me. But I see it more like a, as an iteration in the process. So if things get left out, then, you know, if it was something really cool, I will probably like be able to recreate it. And if it was not that cool, I will be probably able to recreate something that it's better or improve on what's been done before. So yeah, I apologize for that. Hopefully we'll have a quick save to start from, and if not, it's alright. We'll go like onto another part, and then we'll continue on another part. So it's part of life. But yeah, that's one of the things, like you know, since I got you guys online, and we'll need to wait for the ZBrush to restart, like I was wondering, like because right now at the office they didn't update yet the license for ZBrush 2018, so I didn't really use it quite a bit at, you know, in production in my daytime job. But I was like wondering, did you guys got like a lot of you know, stability issues and stuff like that. Like intensive use of because I like heard like mixed things, and every time that there's like a release of ZBrush, there's always like mixed things. So I kind of always like wondering. I like to know, you know, what's what potential bug or errors you guys encounter. So. Because right now that's even if it's you know, it might be less stable just for the um, the the Sculptors Pro thing. It's I think just that is like amazing. The other stuff is good too, but I mean like the Sculptors Pro is really a huge advantage when you are creating something new. Shouldn't be too long. So yeah, like wait, did, I think it's saved. So just give me a second. It's like on my second monitor. I'm just gonna switch it. So yeah, I was able to recover what's been lost. Yeah, Ego's art, like you asked to see the full thing, so just for you, I can do like a special treat and show you what the hell is that. That's the sketch right now, like the kind of the, and the whole idea is like, you know, since this is like, it's gonna be like a pad on top of the face, all the other things will be like pads as well. So that design will be reflected in the other. So that's why like I could really, you know, go like crazy and just nail that down like super quick and you know, move on. But at the same time, I wanted like to be kind of the look, you know, the style reference, if you like, for the rest of the parts, because depending on how I'm gonna do like my attachment and stuff like that, it's something that I'm gonna be repeating all over for like, you know, attachment like over here and all. So it's gonna be something that I'm gonna be bringing back, like even for this. So yeah. So let's get back to what I was doing. It's weird. From like certain angles, I get the feeling it's like Star-Lord from with the helmet from Guardian of the Galaxy. I don't know if you guys get that feeling as well, but we'll try to stay away from that. So I like to go with the, I think like it's just like in composition, I like to go with the odd numbers instead of just not odd numbers. Man, like my friends want to come out, like I completely forgot like the opposite of the odd numbers. But yeah, basically it's like, because in composition they like to go with the 3 5s, you know, like numbers like that, because it kind of attracts like the eyes more or something like that. So that's why like even in my design, I like for the straps, I will probably like do three straps and then 2 at the top, so we'll get like 5. and I think like it will be more pleasing composition wise. But it's, once again, it's not like a rule that should never be broken. I think it's just like a guideline that I kind of like. Because, you know, even if I get inspired with my reference page, I like my designs to be try to make them like elegant and wait, my Sculptors Pro doesn't want to work. What the hell happened? That's weird. Did I miss something? If I go over here, does that work? Oh, strange. A little bit of wrinkles. I'm just trying stuff out. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them, but yeah, not sure at all. That's a kind of a weird angle that I like to work often with. It's just like that kind of edge, like outer edge of the sculpt. I kind of just go like sideways and see, because like before I've touched that, like you could see that maybe if you look over here, like you see like we get like that groove in and then it go out, and that's something like sometimes with like looking straight in front, it's like harder to see and even like to correct. But with this you can just like quickly and I'm using like the AccuCurve right now where you don't see it, but and I always forget where it is, but I think it's in, I was about to say stroke, but I wasn't stroke. Must be in brush then. Curve. Yeah, AccuCurve. See like that thing? So this is like a, I've shown that like in the past, but still, just as a refresher, you can pull, and I'm using it like mostly with the move tool, but yeah, you can pull stuff like that. But if you activate it right now, mine is like map on the A, and it's like super sharp. But this can be always like a, if you wanna just pick just a little part and not like a whole area, it can be used for that too. So I think it's quite useful. See, once again, if you know, the way I'm thinking right now is like, if the leather is actually, you know, sticking on the zygomatic you know, end of the bone of the arch, it's like it should be, and then the strap would go down, then there should be definitely like tension, and that part should always like be straight. Same thing with this, you know, since this is gonna be like pulling probably like forward, that's why like this line from here to wherever it's gonna be connected should be like straight. It will give like a more kind of a tension kind of feeling. and I'll try to reflect that in my in the direction of my folds. You guys are pretty quiet. I hope you didn't fall asleep with my all my chatting. I hope it's still interesting. Can't remember which part this was, but just gonna hide it for now. I'm just trying to have like some kind of flat surfaces. Like I mentioned before, I need like to keep that straight line, so I'll move like my chin or parts just to be sure like everything aligns. Yeah, something like that. Another thing that you guys probably don't know, and it's I kind of really like. I'm kind of almost like an anatomy junkie, you know. I really like to learn and even revise like my anatomy, like body anatomy. I just feel like the human body is like such a cool engineer machine, and for this, like my main inspiration was basically the masseter, which is like the one of the muscle in the jaw that goes from the bottom to just to like under the zygomatic arc. Basically there's like a hole in the arc which the muscle goes in and connect. I think a little bit more higher, but it goes like pretty much in that direction. And I always feel like that line has always been something pretty cool, and those straps kind of reflect like kind of the direction of that muscle. It's not like 100% accurate, of course not, but still I feel like it's, if I can find like some of the rhythm from the human body muscles to design my stuff, I think that's it's only been engineered for like millions of years, so okay, so now I need like to figure out which kind of pattern that I want to use. Like I mentioned before in my reference page, like we had like, you know, lines going like that, and then that's something that I'd like to bring back in that mask. But yeah, I could go like in many ways. I could go like just like since it's flaring out, I could go like with something like that. I don't know if that will look good. Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. We'll try it.
Oh yeah.
Wow. My headphones were like so loud that when I heard that fall, man, it's my heart almost stopped. Shit. Forgot I put my sound so loud. So I won't do like all of them because, like I've said, like I'm not sure if it's gonna be something that's gonna be cool enough to stay there. Because one of my main issue with that was like I didn't want it to look. I really wanted like to look like the concept that we shown. Another thing like I might do is like split them in half. Depending, it's. But for now I'll leave it like this, and then I'll just go with my pad this thing. That's why I didn't want to put like too much time in my wrinkles. I just wanted to give a hint, and I'll be like playing off those, back and forth. Because once again, I'll do like major folds, which specify like the direction of the thing. Those will be like usually more soft, and then I'll probably do like another pass with like kind of a sharper kind of a wrinkles. I like to usually start them from the corners because that's usually where you get like the most of the pulling. And right now, like, my main issue is like it's not bulging enough. Once again, like one of the main inspiration for all of those is the wolf. You know, like you can really feel that there's like something in between, and then there's like a round kind of piece of cloth sticking out. Of course, it's always the kind of stuff that could be done like with Marvelous as well. It's just right now I don't know if I want it like so puffy, and sometimes it's even like at Marvelous it doesn't look super natural, so I'll just give myself a hint. That's one of the things that I like to do, is just like I have some kind of metal bracket on top, just once again to have like some kind of breakup. maybe even something here as well. Uh, I'm reading what you're saying. Starve artist 82, and you know, uh, right now, like I'm sure of it. There must be like the competition to get like a job in, you know, in any kind of 3D entertainment industry must be a nightmare without any experience. But once again, I feel it's I think, you know, most of the time, like if I can give you like an advice, most of the time that I get poked, like you know, like for jobs and stuff like that. It's most of the time it's stuff that I do for my it's my personal stuff. Basically, that's the thing that gives me like the most exposure. That's uh that's what people are really seems to, well, recruiters seem to be really like appealed. I don't know. It's just because I guess, you know, by doing exactly what I like, I it shows like me. It shows like a different side or like a fresh side, or I don't know exactly what it is, but I get the feeling that you know, of course, it's always good. Like if you wanna work on a Halo game, then to create like Halo, some sort of Halo-like characters, or if you want to work on The Witcher, then, you know, create models that reflects that. But at the same time, the models that you want to do, like I think that I think I would really try to go something really more personal. Like if I'm redoing like a Witcher main character, which is it Giroux or I'm not sure, but I would try to do like my own version of it. And I think this is like something that it's, first off, it shows like a lot of creativity, you know, like from what you can actually, you look like a lot more resourceful. If the concept is not superb, then they can trust sculptors to take it, you know, level up a notch. And at the same time, I think yeah, the competition is so strong that you need like a lot of passion to break through. And I think by doing something that you really truly love, I think that it's like the best way to do it. So I mean, it's, I know it's not like a crazy answer, or probably something that you already heard like many times ago, but yeah, I just feel like it's, and like everything in life, because that's another thing. Like right now, you know, I got friends like in architecture and other fields, and it's always like super competitive, and you know, you just need like dedication. And one thing is sure, like the more you grind it, the more you, of course it's hard, you know, like the number of hours that I invested to polish my skills, it's crazy, you know. And but it's all part of the passion. If you're driven by passion, then it will just come, and yeah, you just need like to work for it. Sadly, it's a but it, yeah, but I think it's all worth it. Like a, if you know, as crazy as it is, when I started like my I know like the stream is like finishing, but I'll finish with that quick story. When I was like starting in my in the industry, I wanted to start like in the movie industry back in Montreal, like VFX and stuff like that. And the problem back then was not really because of the competition, but really more about the job offering. You know, like the number of jobs available, just because like the number of studios were like so few, were almost inexistent. You know, and to be honest with you, man, I like to
work my ass out. Like I worked for like FedEx and for quite a bit of time, like in the warehouse. But like every evening I would be like sculpting at home, and then it only took like one guy at some point that gave me like my chance, and then from there it actually like picked up, and yeah, like the rest is like history. But I mean, like it that's the thing. And even like, to be honest with you, back then it was like so uh, there was like so little companies like in that field that nobody believed in it. I came from a small town, and even that small town, like they were telling me, man, come on, I mean, quit it. I mean, there's no chance you're gonna. There's like like 20 or 30% like working in that office somewhere in somewhere like in Montreal. So I mean, there's no chance, no way like a guy from a small town can actually get a job, and even less like outside of the country or anything like that. So nobody really believed in it because nobody did it before, or only like such a rare few person did it. Actually, one of the rarest, and that's the thing that was always like kind of a motivate me, was like if somebody did it, it can be done. And like kind of weirdly, I don't know him personally, but the town I'm from, like the really small town in Quebec, is actually the same town as the Yannick Dussault, which is like one of the like art director, like really one of the high ranked art person at the Lucasfilm, working on Star Wars. He's been working at with George Lucas forever now. But yeah, like it's, and I remember like back then I was like even at the was it high school? Yeah, was it? I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, yeah, I think I was like in high school, and when I saw that guy going like into LA working in that field, I was just like, okay, man, it's if this guy did it, then it can be done. So that was like one of the motivation I had, even if everybody was like saying, man, just quit that thing. Like there's nobody who really did it, and like one guy did it. So, but for me, that was like all it took. So yeah, I think you should definitely keep up. If it's truly your passion, then just hold on to it and just do whatever you like. And that's another thing, like we might not like hear a lot about, but if you do stuff that you don't really like, that will attract like the kind of job that represent the work that you do. So yeah, you should definitely concentrate on what you like, even if there's not like a huge market or whatever. I mean, you never know. And now like with outsourcing and remote work, I mean, everything is possible. So on that note, I hope um, I hope you had a good time. I went like a little bit like overboard, so I hope to see you soon, and have a great night. I hope like everybody like enjoyed the stream, even if I didn't do that much, sadly. But yeah, I see you soon on the next upcoming stream. Take it easy, guys. Bye bye.